Welcome to Kababayan Today. Ako po si G. Tanji, and we have a very exciting show. We have an exclusive reading of excerpts of the novel written by Carmencita Davino, excerpts from Of Love and Virtue. Maraming salamat, Carmencita, for first of all getting in touch with us and allowing us to read your beautiful novel.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so let's talk about the novel first. How long did it take you to complete this?
About 2 years.
Okay, and why did you want to do this novel?
Well, I wanted Filipinos from the Philippines and also here in the States to read a novel that portrays our culture, history, and customs and traditions.
Okay, and when was this published?
This was published around 1998.
Well, even though it was published in 1998, it is still so relevant.
Yes.
And beautiful. The story is just touching, and you're really able to encapsulate the virtues that Filipinos hold dear. And we will be discussing that in the excerpts that we read. So, simulan na natin our reading from page 12 to 13 of this book of Love and Virtue. The author is here to read it for all of you.
Thank you. The fiesta ushers in a long series of novenas, days of feasting, high masses at the church, and religious festival procession called Santa Cruzans. At church, the lavishly attired image of the La Virgen Milagrosa is the object of veneration, and hundreds of the faithful prostrate themselves at the altar to give thanks, as well as seek her aid. The people of Milagro, all Filipinos for that matter, treat their fiesta with enterprising ardor and elan.
For days now, every house in Milagro, rich and poor alike, had been bustling, fussing, and fretting over the myriad of details involved in this magnificent gesture of gratitude. Fiestas serve as the giant fabric that holds complex relationships in a seemingly simple town like Milagro. They are not intimate social gatherings. They are affairs involving the entire community. They are rather big and a bit excessive. There are no formal invitations. It is a tradition to welcome everybody and anyone, be they relatives, friends, or strangers.
People from neighboring towns and cities just come bringing with them their entire families, friends, and oftentimes friends of their friends. The more, the merrier. Distant relatives aren't so distant anymore. Amidst mounds of food, familial bonds are renewed, new friendships are formed, and updates on one another's life are made. Who got married? Who died? Who's ailing? Which couple separated? Who left for the States? Who graduated? Who had children? Custom dictates that tables overflow with food that took days to prepare, not to mention a hefty portion of the family's budget. And the spirit of hospitality and merriment permeate each house throughout the celebration.
Poor Benito, a cochero or rig driver, had to sell one of his horses, while Celia, fish vendor, had to pawn off her precious pianeta, an ornate gold-plated comb. Those who did not have anything to sell or pawn off had to dip into their meager savings or encumber the services of their children to keep the tradition of fiesta alive. We are reading an excerpt of Love and Virtue. And I just want to say, Carmencita, that short excerpt really encapsulates what a fiesta is. Diba?
Right.
How do you describe to an American who has never been part of that festivity? Alam naman natin tayo mga Pilipino, alam natin kung ano yung fiesta, diba? But you were able to really encapsulate it and in this book, you know, and when I read it for the first time, I could see in my head those, you know, the colorful and vibrant and even the noise of the people, diba? Kasi nga sa Pilipinas, pag may fiesta, bukas ang mga pintuan ng mga tao.
Yes.
Right. So why did you want to sort of have the fiesta as a backdrop in this book?
Well, because a lot of Filipinos, most Filipinos are familiar with fiestas. I don't know of any town in the Philippines that does not have a fiesta. Every town has a patron saint of, you know, to celebrate the feast day of the town. So I thought, why not start it with that particular a cultural phenomenon in the Philippines, the fiestas, because it's colorful. And so also when I was writing this, I was thinking of maybe it could be made into a movie.
Yes.
So I said, I want to be as explicit as possible when describing it.
Well, when I read it, I was saying, I want to make this movie. I mentioned this to you when I spoke to you because the way you write it is so visual. And I want to thank you for that because as you know, I love watching movies, but to be able to read a novel where you can really see it in your mind's eye is such a delight.
Thank you so much.
Yes, okay, so when we return, please join us for more exclusive readings of excerpts from Love and Virtue, a novel written by Carmencita Davino, who's here with us today. We'll be right back on Kababayan Today.